This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 111 of Beers in the Lot. Before we get started, just want to remind you about the shirts and hoodies that we have at beersinthelot.com/shop. You can grab a Beers in the Lot shirt with our logo and your team's colors. Check it out, beersinthelot.com/shop. Well, it's still September, so the NHL isn't really fired up yet, just preseason. So we talked about the shitty beer league hockey that we're seeing in the NHL and at our local rink. We also talked about a couple of preseason injuries, and John and Riggs opined on the Penguins and the Maple Leafs. So here we go. Let's crack those beers.
Aaron poured one. You pour the other yet?
Should be three.
It's probably three.
Yeah, you need three. I was
Oh,
gonna
I
say,
happen
like,
to have a
I was
third.
gonna say you need three. Wait, are you mixing those? Are you mixing anything in there besides what
No.
you initially pulled? All right, just making
This
sure.
is two, so let me do the
Okay.
third.
Should be three.
Prost.
I had to break out all my koozies.
Yeah, I bet.
Keep these things nice and cold.
Did Popo help you carry this up the stairs?
What?
Little Popo
Beer
from
Fest.
Beer Fest.
Zibubble.
It explodes.
That's a throwback to episode 1 right there.
It is.
Oh yeah, big time.
All right.
Aaron, what are you
Well,
drinking since we've, dealt much ceremony on this?
I'm feeling very festive today. October festive. So I was out buying beer and I saw that there was a Spaten Oktoberfest and a Sixer. And I was like, hey, I've got a real Spatenstein at the house. So I'm going to fill it up.
Nice.
So I'm drinking Oktoberfest from Spaten. Imported from Germany.
1 liter.
A liter of Spaten. What do you got tonight, Daniel?
Tonight I have Black Flag Brewing Company, Chargin' Ma Laser. Chargin' Ma Laser. Sorry.
I'm a charging my
Yeah.
laser.
It's a hazy IPA. Black Flag is a good brewery, so they got some good beers.
Yes.
Good
From
band too.
What do you got tonight,
From
Riggs?
Columbia, Maryland. Black
Yep.
Flag. Yes, I have from Elder Pine in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Autumn Awaits Oak-Aged German-Style Marzen, since it is our last episode of Oktoberfest. So
There you go.
very festive.
Very
This is-
festive day.
This is excellent, by the way. They only put out a limited amount of this, but if you can find it, find Autumn Awaits from Elder Pine. It's excellent.
Nice.
And Jonathan Walker has
I have a Pacifico. Yeah, repeat in the last month, I think, but not back. But I got other shit going on, so I don't care. Doesn't matter.
You don't have to make excuses.
so
I'm
angry.
not. I'm just saying.
So
know.
angry.
Well,
you thought we
I
were
mean,
gonna start bagging on him,
nah. I just I've had today. I can't tell you how many how many phone calls I made and all this stuff. Home buying process isn't easy. I'll just say that. So it's good. It's over. Hopefully, a few more hurdles, but whatever.
until the
Pain in
next
the ass.
problem.
Till the next problem.
So you move in.
Yeah, till we move in and everything. Day was on the phone, homeowners insurance and getting everything together with a settlement, and then we gotta do this and then that, and then thinking about, do we need a U-Haul this day or all that bullshit, or so and so is gonna watch the dog for a few days because we don't want him fucking running around while we have the doors all open, and I gotta plan my campaign speech because I'm gonna run for town mayor soon in my small town. I got all this stuff on my plate. I got a full plate. So doesn't matter. Hockey's coming back, full plate. So actually, probably by the end of October, I'll have my command center and everything set up.
Nice,
Looking forward to
nice.
that. Right when hockey starts to get good and not look like shitty beer league hockey. Because the first couple of weeks gonna suck. But yeah, it's all good.
Speaking of shitty beer league hockey, that's what's going on right now. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But actually, some of the guys were talking about the Penguins and Columbus game, preseason game. There was a fight, I guess, and somebody got like knocked out cold or something.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see this, but
Yeah, I don't remember the players' names, but yeah, they squared off and it was a good fight, and Columbus guy got knocked out.
Yeah, it was the 257s during the split squad game. So a lot of teams do that. They'll do like the split squad stuff. I like that because like you kind of get an idea of like they mix and match shit all the time. It's kind of cool. I would say probably the first 2 preseason games. Some teams only play like 4 or 5 games, but like the first 2 are definitely like guys that are on the bubble or like need to make a name for themselves. So it's kind of cool watching that. My only kind of like aggravation with it, some of these guys have like such a small sample size. So like, if you're a forward and you're coming in on like a 2-on-1 and you blow the pass or you get saved on that chance, like that could be your one and only chance in all of training camp essentially, or your preseason games, to make an impact, i.e. score a goal, do something. If you're a goaltender, a puck gets blown by you, like for whatever reason, that could be your one chance to either, be starting AHL or backup AHL. There are a lot of guys that go to training camp, and I mean, we've seen them like they're in multiple training camps over the course of their year, and I'm not saying everybody deserves a chance because that's not the way life works, but it's interesting watching those early games. Like, you see a little bit of fire in it. But yeah, so
yeah, it's kind of cool seeing guys get their shots, basically.
Yeah, Danny and I had a lot of shots tonight too. Didn't work.
Yeah, you guys got to play on a line.
Yeah.
First time this season.
Big night of what ifs.
Big night of what ifs. Absolutely. That's very accurate.
A whole lot of nothing happened.
A whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. We were flat all game. Couldn't get anything going. I missed an easy one, a layup.
Yeah, you did.
True fashion. True Aaron fashion. Miss an easy layup.
Yeah.
Oh, well. They come back. I score them when they matter sometimes. Like once in a while. One time at least.
Stop talking.
Yeah. Digging your ditch, Aaron.
I'm not digging a ditch. I'm already in one.
Yeah, true.
How did your game go, Riggs?
It was good. We finally got to select a victory song.
Nice.
And
After 3 weeks.
What did you choose?
We went with a Wham song. I don't know the title of it. I don't know
Wake
the
me up
title
before
of
you
it.
go.
Is it everything
No.
she wants?
No.
You can sing it. I guarantee I'll know.
I don't even really remember how it goes because we like listened to it and then we turned on like James Brown and Gap Band and like
man.
all this like funk and like it was
I
really
dig
cool.
that, dude.
Yeah, so we were having a good time in the room after the game.
James Brown is smooth. Like that cat. Oh man.
It
Very
was cool.
sweaty individual, but
Well,
it
it moves around a lot. Like so
moves around a lot.
lots of dancing and stuff. So it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, so.
And then your son's team, like that's in full swing essentially.
Yeah, they're playing really well.
Nice.
I'll say that. Not getting the results yet, but I like how they're playing. So
That's important.
They outshot a team by over 20 over the weekend. Didn't get the result. It was a 1-goal game, didn't get the result. But
Playing the right way.
I like
they'll start falling eventually.
Yeah, that those are going to start going in at some point. So, yeah. I'm really excited. See what happens.
Nice.
So, getting back to beer league hockey, some social media friends on Instagram out in St. Louis, part of the St. Louis, I'm assuming it's Hockey North America league out there, because they have H&A in their bio. The Lumber Hacks Hockey Club tagged us in a Instagram post of them having beers in the lot after a skate.
Nice.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. So definitely
Love
wanted
to see it.
wanted to shout out them, and maybe that could be a trend. Maybe different teams that listen to us or players that listen to us, if you guys or gals are having beers in the lot before or after your games, or maybe even during,
Tag us in your post on Instagram or whatever.
yeah, take some pictures and videos and tag us, and we'll make sure we get back at you.
If you're not in Discord, I'm saying this for the folks who aren't in Discord, but there is pictures of either us or other listeners posting having beers in the lot all the time.
Yes.
So, and we love to see them. Love to see those pictures.
Absolutely.
Also, just to cover some of the legalese, consume alcoholic beverages at your own risk,
Yes,
et cetera, et cetera.
responsibly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please drink responsibly.
Yeah,
Drink
please.
responsibly.
Thank you.
And legally.
And legally. Yeah. Thank you. What's the next Instagram post tag we need? Beers in the lot, maybe do it. Ooh.
They told us to
Like,
do
we
it.
don't need that shit.
But yeah, that's great to see. So hopefully we keep seeing more of those.
Mm-hmm.
John, did you say Brock Besser broke his hand?
He busted
In
his
preseason?
hand. Yeah, he busted his hand either in training camp or something like that. And he's going to be out 4-ish weeks with surgery. I actually was like kind of happy. I sent it like in our personal Discord about the Penguins are going to be cap compliant because Jeff Carter got hurt in training camp.
no.
So I was like, oh, great. You know, it's going to be awesome. And it's already frightening because they're like, said something to the effect of like, we still got to evaluate him. He apparently wasn't supposed to play in any of the split squad games with CBJ, so fine. But I did think it was kind of funny. I'm like, all right, so they're going to be cap compliant. That's freaking great. Awesome. But we're already
That's a
down
plus,
a center.
yeah.
Yeah, we're down a center.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, there's a lot of interesting, like, weird stuff
A
going around the
grindy
league.
center too. A grindy,
Yeah.
energy center.
Rodriguez played center a little bit last year, didn't he? And he's gone.
Yeah, he filled in for some of the time. I mean, that was, yeah. And then, well, Rodriguez was kind of like interesting. I would almost like put him like a very intriguing case study for a guy played like second line center and second line and first line wing at points early in the season. And then power play time too. And he had a ton of freaking goals. And then he came back like when everyone was healthy with like 20-ish games left in the season. He only had like one goal.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what's up with Rodriguez? And a lot of people are like, well, he's not getting power play time. He's not playing top six, playing like bottom six.
Not playing with
sometimes.
Crosby or Gino.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Gino was gone half the season pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Hmm.
that'll be intriguing to see. And good news out of Philly, Ryan Ellis, their prize defenseman, they wanted to sign like, what was that? 2 years ago. This is the second year of his contract from Nashville. Ryan Ellis, he apparently is going to be out another season. So good on the
Oh.
Flyers for using
Jesus.
that LTIR space. Happy.
Hmm.
Good.
Man.
So, yeah. Well, that was the
What
one
happened to
thing.
him?
Oof.
He has some like leg or something, hip maybe, I don't remember. But he like came to training camp, passed his physical, did all that, played like, I don't even think he played like a few games, and then like he got hurt and he was out like the entire year. And then now this year they're already saying it, and Couturier's banged up already. He has like a herniated disc,
Jesus.
for God's sake, so
Man.
he's a mess. And then
It's because Torts had him bag skate. They're bag skating.
yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
He's
But
injuring his own players.
well, some of the stuff, I mean, like I was kind of intrigued. Like I've been watching it more because I'm a big Torts guy. Like I just like the shit he says.
Ugh,
But
he's
like
brutal.
he said something about like the team culture. Like he's like, oh yeah, we got some issues already. I'm like, Dude, it's like day one of training camp. Like, what are your issues?
Well,
what
no,
happened?
man. Even if it wasn't day one, like, why is the head coach coming out and saying that publicly?
Yeah.
Oof. That's not how you start the season.
I think one reason Comcast, because Comcast owns a team now, I think one reason they like brought a guy like John Tortorella in, he makes nobody comfortable. And I think like that group of players may need that. Now, I'm not saying they need the full John Tortorella treatment, but like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
they're gonna get it.
I thought you were gonna say they brought him in because Comcast, a subsidiary of NBC or whatever,
Yeah.
like they need the ratings because
Well, that too.
like
That
you know,
too.
whatever.
It's going to get some attention on the team.
Right.
I have my own, actually, speaking of that, I have my own fucking issues with Comcast already. Technically, by, dealing with them today for the X amount of hours just to set up a fucking account, I own part stake in the team. So fuck them. Like, yeah, that's another.
Did they know
fucking
you were mayor elect?
I was about to, I was about to pull that card. I was really tempted. But,
Do they know that you pay taxes?
He hasn't paid. He hasn't paid him yet.
Wait. Well, if you remember, according to Eric, it's not about taxes; it's about air superiority. So, like,
It's not about taxes.
It's
It's not about taxes.
taxes. It's about air superiority.
Everybody's
From the Top Gun episode.
Yeah.
Everybody
Top Gun
complains
episode.
about the Top Guns, about, it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. Look, that's a drop in the bucket. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to get too up and all those.
It's kind of a rhetorical question, John. We all know that you pay your taxes. At least you say you do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
We
pay
hear
my
it.
taxes.
We hear it at least once a week.
Yeah, I pay my damn taxes.
Just like everyone else.
Like, wasn't there? Yeah, MC Hammer apparently doesn't pay his taxes, but like
Al Capone didn't.
Al
That was his
Capone
downfall.
didn't. Yeah, Al Capone didn't. There were countless others.
I just meant that you're not that special. You shouldn't demand special treatment just because
No.
you say you're
Correct.
a taxpayer.
No, I don't.
Correct.
However, having said that, I will demand special treatment because I pay my taxes. So it doesn't matter. So,
Oh, man.
so yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, we were talking about it a little bit last night, like kind of in a weird, funny way. Like, it wasn't even like a straight hockey conversation. We're like, there's a lot of teams like this year in the league where a lot, like, I'm even scratching my head a little bit to go like, what are they even going to be like? Like, I don't even
What
know.
are they going to be like? Yeah.
Yeah. Like Toronto, who knows? I mean, that'll be
first
interesting.
round exit.
Yeah.
We'll
We've
see.
seen it before.
That's a pretty reasonable guess.
I think they're gonna get Sheldon Keefe fired before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they
They're
come
so you're
out.
just gonna say they're starting off bad.
They maybe not like totally terrible, but just like underwhelming for the roster that they have, and they're gonna get Keefe fired before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Do you think they want that?
No, they don't. No. They don't want that at all. Like nobody wants that. I don't even want that. I actually kind of like him and his style and the way that they play, but I just think there's so much bullshit around the team, like with Dubas's status and Keefe's status and what's Shanahan gonna do if they're not winning, at a 600 or 700 pace or whatever. They're close to 500 or even at 500. Like, what happens? I just think there's just so much pressure right now that all those guys are just gonna react to it, and he's gonna be gone.
Right, because I mean, you got to think they're in some kind of window. Like how like they have all these great pieces, and if you don't start winning or going deep into the playoffs, they're going to be like, well, we tried it. We need to start selling some of these pieces off and maybe get a different piece, something that fits better with our team.
Yeah, I don't.
or
I
that's going to get the job done. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
just-
what that window looks like, I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I just think there's not a lot of patience, and the easiest thing to do is fire your coach, right?
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they did in Pittsburgh. It worked.
The next easiest thing.
Yeah, we did it
is-
twice.
Yep.
Won cups that year.
The next easiest thing to do is fire a GM, and then way down the list, number 3. That's like 1 and 2 are like at the roof of the house, and then number 3 is like the basement floor,
Change
because
the
that's how
foundation,
far away it is. But it is number 3. It's move your big ticket players,
Right.
which is really, really hard, especially with the contracts that they have for some of those players.
And the players that they have, like, how could you justify getting rid of some of those guys?
And that's right. That's the other thing. How do you sit down and on the piece of paper, do the pros and cons thing
Right.
for those top
Like,
4 or 5?
Matthews is a superstar, but he's not that defensive, and
Right.
it's like,
But-
what are you gonna do?
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch that. It's going to suck for Toronto fans, but it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to watch.
So like, we know JT is not going because he makes like 11 against the cap. So like,
yeah,
you have to really sweeten that pot for somebody to take it. And I'm not saying like JT can't be, he can't get back to that level. He's had some injury issues, and I'm sure there's other growing pains going on. He's getting a little older, been injured
Maybe
a little bit. Yeah.
maybe he's slotted wrong. Maybe he's in
Yeah.
the wrong.
Yeah.
like-
Maybe he's slotted completely wrong. I don't know. But like, so Nylander, because he makes 6.9, but also in terms of like total dollars, he's not owed the full 6.9. I know that. Like the next 2 years, he's not owed 6.9. I think he's like closer to, I think he's only owed like 4.
I don't think
That
that
doesn't
actually
matter.
matters, though.
It doesn't matter.
No, no,
though.
no.
The AAV is the only thing that matters.
It's
Like
all
the
AAV.
actual
It does-
payout
no.
of individual years, I don't think that really matters.
Hold on.
Unless you're a cash strapped team in
Exactly,
a shit
which-
If you're
market.
Does
Arizona,
matter.
then it
Right.
matters.
Right.
Exactly. But also there are other teams that
Toronto
are like,
doesn't. It's not,
well,
not
that's
an
what I'm
issue
saying.
with Toronto.
Toronto's in a different class. You got to remember that. But there may be teams that like have 7, and technically they're like, oh, we essentially save almost $3 million just by having him on our team. And
Okay.
he not only
I get
contributes,
it. Yeah.
but like not necessarily in a cash strap teams, but like that's a good value even for teams that can fully take on that 7 million hit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I guess
he's
so, yeah.
he's worth it, but he would be a player like you have to take assets back for him. You can't necessarily take cap space on for him if you're Toronto. Like that's part of the other problem. Like you're not going to get an equal player of Nylander's caliber back unless you get like prospects, draft picks potentially. But even that, like he's kind of your best option. Like you don't want to deal Morgan Riley. Austin Matthews has 2 years left on his current deal at like 11 something. And I'm willing to bet he's going to get paid more than Nathan McKinnon. And I like McKinnon, but not just because I'm a USA hockey guy. Matthews scored 60 goals. That's not going to be cheap. And a Hart Trophy on top of that too. That's not cheap.
Yeah. Matthews is a big deal. He's going to
He's
make more than
generational
McKinnon when he
talent.
comes up.
Yeah, he is generational. That's not a anything. Yeah, without a doubt. So like if you're Toronto, you don't have a lot of dance partners, but you also don't have a lot of moves. So yeah, I'm kind of with Riggs on it. Like if they even go like, American Thanksgiving, if they're 2 or 3 games under 500, it's not. It could be a really
Keeps getting
weird.
canned, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, and two with the goaltending situation, you got Murray
God.
and Samsonov.
Yeah,
like-
I wasn't even gonna go there, but like
Well, it's
That's
so
a-
glaring. It's like
that's
why
a train
yeah.
wreck, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be the reason why Keefe gets fired
Yeah,
potentially. I mean, like defensively, they haven't been that good. Anyway, I'm like they were better last year, but they're not. I don't think they got better. They have the same group essentially.
yeah,
So
exactly.
so now like you have Samsonov and Murray. Like, come on, come on. Like,
Well, Alan Vigneault, a few years ago, when he was in New York, he made the comment. He goes, if my goalie is better than your goalie, I win. If your goalie is better than my goalie, you'll win. Like, so, yeah, a good bulk of the night. Like, yes, Toronto will probably carry the play against a lot of teams and shoot them and probably outchance them. But I don't think that 100% matters. Now, like, if Matt Murray can get back to, like, early Matt Murray, you know, for some of, like, his injuries, and I think there were some mental issues there, too. Like, I hate saying that after his father passed, sadly, and, like, he hasn't been able to get back to that level. And I'm sure it's very difficult on him, like, emotionally and physically. Like, it's taxing to be an NHL goalie, let alone play in Toronto.
yeah, good thing he went to like the one of the most pressure
I know.
environments that you can play in, like
Yeah.
as a
I just,
goaltender in the NHL. The only thing that would be worse is if he was in Montreal.
Yeah.
Like,
He's either going to thrive in that or
Exactly.
he's going to flop. Like, I think that it's
I don't
it's
think
one
there's
or
going to
two.
be. I don't think it's going to be a middle ground, and I hope he thrives realistically because he's a good dude. Like
and while we're
but-
at it, do they really think that Samsonov is going to thrive in that environment?
no, I have more faith in Murray.
He was basically an every other game goaltender in Washington.
Yeah,
Like, no, that's not going to work.
and didn't he he was like on some ATV thing? Didn't he get hurt on like an ATV or some bullshit?
His second North American pro year, I think, or it might have been the first year he was coming over from Russia. Like that summer, he like got in some sort of ATV accident and got hurt, and so he couldn't work out, he couldn't play, nothing for a while. And there was
like
a question on whether he would even come back.
And wasn't there something like he hit it from the team or some nonsense too, like something like
I
that?
don't remember all that. I don't remember all that. I think a lot of that just kind of was like
That could have been just
once
media.
people heard the story of what happened, they were like, "Oh, well, he should have told people what he was doing or whatever." Like, no, come on. Like, these guys are normal people. They can do what they want when they're away from their job, whatever.
Well, some have certain things in their contract, like no motorcycles. Like I get that.
Yeah, but that depends on
Like,
the player and everything
exactly.
too. Like, it's,
Exactly.
Whatever. But,
I saw a video of an ER nurse saying that my family will never be allowed to have ATVs, motorcycles, and a whole slew of other things because of things that she's seen in the ER. And you know what? That's good enough for me. Like, yep, my kids are never riding any of those things.
man, like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. And I'm sure there's ways to do it and not like get hurt, like,
Mhm.
but forget all that. Like,
Yeah.
the guy was never consistent. He was never consistent in Washington. And so now he's going to go to Toronto and have to face all that. Like, I don't see how that works.
Yeah, consistency
really
is
don't.
key for a goaltender. If you're not consistent, then it doesn't matter. If you're come
Right.
out one night and you're great, and then the next night you're terrible,
That's the
then
way it was.
you're
He was-
bad.
I always called him an every other night goaltender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way he played. And you can't be that way. They need you. First of all, you need a number one. You need somebody that's playing, the majority of your games in a week, like this guy's starting for me.
Yep.
And then if I have a back-to-back situation or a tough travel situation, then I've got a serviceable backup that can come in and,
And make a good showing.
yeah, just be decent enough that,
Right.
gives us a chance to win. So I don't know, man. That Toronto just frustrates the hell out of me because we say it all the time. If Toronto is one of those teams in the league that if they're good, the league is better for it,
Mhm.
and it's way more entertaining.
It helps the game.
It's way more entertaining when the Leafs are good.
A lot of levels, not just
Yeah.
for entertainment purposes, but like league revenue.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's
It's a big deal.
thing.
I don't care about that. I don't see any of it.
Well, you don't. Yeah. You pay your
Yeah.
taxes though. Do you pay your taxes?
Yes, I
Your
pay my
taxes are-
taxes.
So you should get some of the league revenue.
I don't
all
pay
I'm
my
saying.
taxes in Ontario. I don't
Well, it's
live
league
in
revenue
Ontario.
though. I'm just
I don't care if the NHL makes money, so long as they stay in business.
Again, John.
If they make $1 a year in profit, that's fine. They're going to stay in business. I don't care how much they make.
Not everything is about taxes.
Yeah. Eric's like, have you seen the drone shots I've been doing lately? That's air superiority. Like, have you seen that shit?
All right, that'll do it for episode 111. Catch us next Wednesday for episode 112. But in the meantime, check out our shirts and merch at beersandthelot.com/shop and join the Discord at beersandthelot.com/Discord. There's always something interesting, either beer or hockey related, getting posted in there. So join in the conversation. beersandthelot.com/Discord. And as always, thank you to everybody who gives us listens and likes and ratings and reviews and subscribes. All those things help us get into more ears and grow the show. So once again, thank you for your support. All right, until next week, see you.